Should I start off with hi?
Sure.
Okay. And action. So my name is Jordan Smith, and I'm 25 years old. I'm originally from Bothell, Washington, although I've kind of grown up all around Washington. So growing up, I have been in all kinds of choirs and bands and music groups. Pretty much from about 10 years old is really when my parents and I noticed that I had a talent and a passion for music. So growing up, it's been a huge part of my life. Towards the end of high school, I started to think about kind of what I wanted to do with my life. And I realized that I had to do something that was creative, something with music, whether that's being a musician, an artist, writing music, helping other musicians, produce music, engineer, whatever it was, I knew it just had to be something in music. One day I stumbled upon Robert Lang Studios. Someone posted an article on Facebook and it was talking about the Academy. And I thought, oh, that's really cool. I've heard about the studio. I was like, even if I can't get into the program, just being there and just like hovering around everybody, and I just think that'd be so cool. So I called Robert up, and he was like the nicest guy in the world, and like it was like I had known him my whole life, and he was just like, oh yeah, so we're working on this right now, and you can stop by, on Saturday, come on in, check out the studio, say hi to us. And I was like, oh my gosh, these people are just like, I mean, it's so dumb to say, but it's just like these people are just normal people. Like it's just like your uncle or your dad or whoever, I thought that was really cool. And then when I got here, everyone was so nice and encouraging. I was just like, yeah, I think this is the next step for me. Recording and mixing at a studio like this is just so much fun because you get to use all these crazy expensive mics and all this cool vintage gear, and you get to have that hands-on tactile like learning experience while doing it. See like, well, what does this mic sound like on this drum kit? Okay, now what does this mic sound like? What does it sound like if we move the drum kit over in this corner? Oh, that's a really interesting sound. And I think gaining that experience is super valuable. So I think that recording especially has been my favorite aspect about the Academy, just getting that experience to use all this stuff and hear what it sounds like. So I came into the program with some background in audio recording and producing, but that was not as involved as this program. This really took that to the next level. Working with a big SSL console, for example, and then having engineers here that have tons of experience, that have been in the industry for 20, 30 years, sometimes more, at least just getting that experience kind of through osmosis, like learning it through somebody else, I think is super valuable. You can only teach yourself so much before you need that feedback from somebody else. That feedback is really what I was craving, and that's how I kind of took my abilities, which were already decent to begin with, but really to that next level, to where I now feel like I can go out into the world and I feel confident doing that. Whereas a year ago, it just would not have been the same confidence and level of experience and attention to detail that I have now. So what I would say to somebody that's newer in the industry or somebody that's just kind of starting out, is kind of the advice that I was told from multiple people actually, and that is, you've really got to decide, okay, I'm either gonna really go for it and dive 100% into this, or maybe do something else, because it really is one of those careers and one of those fields where you really just got to go for it, and honestly for me, that's part of the excitement of it, is kind of that risk of like, okay, I'm gonna go for it and I don't know if it's gonna work out. Like I may fail like more times than I succeed, but that's the fun part, is like failing, getting back up. Okay, I'm gonna do better this time, I'm gonna keep going, I'm gonna really go for it this time, and know that if you're gonna do this as a career, you've got to really invest into it.